Hello everyone, this is John Michael, and tonight I want to talk to you about a subject that really interests me, and this is the goldfish community aquarium tank. Um, if you are having a goldfish right now, one of the first question you will ask yourself is, what can I put with it? And honestly, I still think that goldfish um, should only be kept with other goldfish if you don't want to have any risk. Um, Even then, if the care are not provide for the goldfish, I I had an experience with more aggressive goldfish that actually attacked other goldfish. So even goldfish can sometimes not be the best tank mate. Also, all I will say in this video only concern my experience with fancy goldfish. I'm not talking about common goldfish, and I'm not talking about koi, because those type of fish are much bigger and much faster, and they need a lot of other need. And even if the fancy goldfish and the common goldfish come from the same ancestor, I think they are now very different fish. So one of the thing you want to know first about goldfish is that they're kind of clumsy. So you don't want to have too much decoration, and you really want to make sure that they have more space to swim. They're not like tetras or other smaller fish. They don't need that much of hiding space. I do think that some decoration is really good for them because it's helped them to have more natural behaviors, and having a place that they can shelter themselves when they're needing is essential for them. Well, maybe not essential, but it is a luxury that you should provide for them. Another thing to consider is that goldfish are really messy eater, and they do a lot of pollution, so you don't want fish that are too sensitive to water condition. You want hardy fish. Another thing to consider is that goldfish are really curious. I don't know how many times I said it in other videos, but goldfish explore with their big mouth, and the bigger they are, the bigger the mouth is, and the much and the well, they can be very prone to eat smaller fish. Mine are a great exception. They never tried to eat any fish in my tank, but in the past I had an Oranda, and she was so big that she was able to actually eat my corydoras. Right now I have 3 corydoras in this tank, and I have no worry about them because my 2 goldfish live with them for a long time now, and the goldfish are now just too the corydoras are simply too big now to be eaten. So if you're really considering having some other type of fish with goldfish, the first thing you want to do is act as fast as possible. And what I mean by that is, if your goldfish have lived like 2 or 3 or even 4 years all alone and is an adult, so he have reached a really great size, if you put some danios or other small fish with him, he will most likely eat them. you really have to study your goldfish to know if he is suited for the community tank, or if he's more of a fish only kind of fish. Species only kind of fish, sorry. Um, so now if your goldfish could live with other fish, what type of fish can you put with him? This is depending on the temperature of your water. Right now my temperature is around 22 to 23 degrees Celsius. Some people will think that this is way too hot for a goldfish, but actually goldfish are subtropical water. They can live in both cold water and not hot water, not tropical water, but in, you know, the high 60s to low 70 Fahrenheit range. So I wouldn't go beyond 22 to 23 degree Celsius. I don't know how it is in Fahrenheit. I think it's 73 Fahrenheit, but I'm not exactly sure. But anyway, you really have limited choice from the start, because you have a big fish that live in a certain type of water. So what can you put with it? The best fish I think I can suggest you is the dojo loaches, because dojo loach are really good companion. They are big enough, they won't ever be eaten by any goldfish, even an adult one. They are non-aggressive and non-territorial, and overall they just look great. Another fish is the corydora, because corydora, when they are older, and well, not all the corydora, but some type of curries like the salt and pepper curry, they can tolerate the subtropical water, and they get big enough so the goldfish don't eat it. Then again, like I said before, it happened to me that one of my goldfish actually was big enough to eat a corydora, so it is a risk to consider it. The other type of fish now is the new one in this tank, and they are danios. Be careful though, because sometimes danios can be vicious. Not any of these one, and I had experience with other danios and they were never vicious, but they're prone to fin nipping like most of the other smaller type of fish that's cool together. So you must have a nice look on that subject, because you know, sometimes the goldfish could eat the danios, and sometimes the danios could bully your goldfish actually. But right now in my tank, everything is very going perfectly. So if you're willing to take some risk and to make some accommodation, this is some of the fish you can have with your goldfish, and it is, in my experience, those are your best choice. Next week, or in the other week, so in 2 weeks, I will get some cloud mountain minnow, white cloud mountain minnow, sorry. So this is another type of fish that could possibly go with the goldfish, but then again, I don't know if the compatibility will be good or not, and if in your case it will be a nightmare. One of the last fish I want to talk to you about is the minnows. In my experience, minnows are great with goldfish. Minnows are really interesting. They're fast, they're big. Well, not too big, but big enough to not be considered a male, and they're non-aggressive in general. So that was a nice little list of possibilities for you. If you have other suggestion about fish, maybe some other bottom dwellers, most of it, or I heard also golden barb could be a good choice, but I never tested, so I don't want to say something to you, but I never tested, so I cannot prove it to you. But really, danios, curries, dojo loaches, white cloud mountain minnows, and other goldfish are perfect for a nice community aquarium. This was John Michael, and I will see you in another episode. Ciao!